What I want you to do, Richard, for me is just to pull me out 8 of them, please.
Simon Goodfellow claims that, with these cards, he can use his psychic powers to tune into the spirits of dead people around me.
7, 8.
These voices from the past can apparently give him a glimpse of my future.
Lovely, Richard, thank you. Now, I feel he's giving me the initial G with his name. OK, now I feel with this man as well, I feel he was a family member. And I also feel very strongly with something to do with advertising that was in, something to do with newspapers with him as well. Now, I do feel with him as well, he's telling me about changes that are coming up in your life at the moment. I see total changes in how you're working to how you will be working in the future.
The word Simon seems to be fishing for is retirement, the obvious next step for most 60-somethings.
It won't be as hectic and it won't be as active for you, and I do feel you have to grasp that when it...
This could apply to anyone my age, but can Simon back up his more precise statements?
What was that male relative with a G? What was that about you said earlier on?
Right, the male relative with a G, right. I do feel with him, I don't feel he was a family member, but I do feel with him, right, it was some connection.
I thought you said he was a family member,
Did I say that? Did I with a family member?
Yeah, I think you did.
Right, OK.
Maybe.
Let me see if I can feel him here still.
Yes, OK.
Right, OK then. What I feel with him, right, I feel as though there was a lot of things. It was a very strong character. Another feeling he's giving me is it was very regimented as well. And I feel he served in some forces, in some way as well. But can you understand anybody with a military background that was connected to you?
Well, I've got really nobody military in my background at all, and actually nobody beginning with G either. I don't
Right,
think.
OK.
Spirit G has rung no bells, but now another voice comes from the ether.
Oh, well, she's giving me the initial E with the name. Now, I do feel with her as well, it's something to do with, I feel, a grandparent, and I want to give you an E-sounding name.
My grandmother had a name beginning with E.
At last, something I can identify with.
E-sounding name.
Yes.
Tell me more about her. I mean,
The lady, I do feel with her as well, she had a lot of cats.
a lot of...
Cats. It's cats.
Perhaps not.
She never had a cat. She hated cats, as a matter of fact.
Right.
She liked dogs, but she hated
Right.
cats.
Well, I can understand. Not everybody, though. What you've got to also remember with this as well, not everybody can relate to everything that a reader will say.
No.
Not everybody. I mean, I've had people like yourself who have...
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Because normally people who come to these events come for a reason, and because they want closure and direction in their life. And also what you've got to think about, Richard, as well, some things are very raw to me.
Psychics may believe they communicate with the dead, but I've seen no evidence for it. My concern is that for some people, this superstitious nonsense can be far from harmless fun.